Hello friends, welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today I am starting a reading vlog for you guys that is going to be reading some romances because it's February, it is the month of love, and I just want to get into some good romance. So we're going to be going through two, at least, possibly three romance books for this vlog. And before we talk about all of those, please get down below, click subscribe if you haven't already. I also have my Goodreads and Instagram down below, and I just recently started up a story graph. So even if you have been here for a while, if you want to go check out my story graph, you can also do that down below. So check out all of those links and we can talk bookish on all the different platforms here. So let's go ahead and just talk about the three books that I'm potentially reading. I definitely know I'm going to read at least two of them, and then one I should be able to squeeze it in at some point. So the first book up on the list is Only When It's Us by Chloe Liese, and this one is a story following our main character. She is like a soccer star at this college, and she ends up sometimes missing certain classes because she's away at games or different stuff like that, being an athlete. And so she is struggling in one of her classes, and she comes to class and asks the professor for some help and notes. And he says, the other student right there that has a empty seat next to him, he has my notes and you can go ahead and borrow them from him. So when she kind of looks at him and is trying to get the notes from him, he just ignores her, and she's just like, what is going on? My professor's not giving me notes and this guy's just ignoring me. And they end up having to kind of try to work together and collaborate and kind of, butting heads at first. And that is the romance we're going to get into there. And then I also have spoiler alert on this lovely list, and that's by Olivia Dade. And this one we're following this woman who writes fan fiction, I believe, and she ends up writing, she ends up on a fake dating thing, I think, with this other guy who is one of the biggest actors in the TV show that she kind of writes fan fiction for. And so they're going out on a date for, I think it's a PR stunt is what it is, not a fake dating thing. She wins a contest or something and she has to go out with him. And then they actually kind of hit it off and start talking. And I believe that he also actually reads her fan fiction and they kind of know each other online, but he doesn't put it out there that he is this actor because he doesn't want people to know. And that's my general knowledge behind that one. I've heard good things about that one, and so definitely excited to get into both of those. And then if I have time, my library, I'd like to pick up Heartstopper Volume 4 so that I can catch up on that series. I recently read Volume 3, and I'm just ready to continue. I want a little bit more of Nick and Charlie. I really enjoy following their relationship. So this is a graphic novel series where we are following Nick and Charlie, and they are in high school, and we're following them and their relationship and how they kind of grow and get to know each other and deal with things in life together. And it's just really wonderful and sweet to see their relationship continue, and I adore them. I will say though, Volume 3 definitely went with some harder topics, and it wasn't quite as sweet and wholesome, but that's okay because things have to be talked about too. And I'm thinking that Volume 4 probably is going to be like that, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for it. But we're going to check it out because I've really enjoyed the series overall. It's been really wonderful. So those are the reading plans for the next few days. I'm hoping to finish this up in the first week of February here, so I can get to reading some other good stuff, but we'll see how this goes. So here we go. So hello, I am sitting here very just anxious and nervous. I just pulled up to the building where I'm going to be taking my licensing test so that I can be a registered nurse. And I am just I'm so nervous, and I don't know. Oh gosh, it's a lot. But on my way driving here, I had like an hour drive. So I have been listening to Only When It's Us or no. What is that it? Only When It's Us? Is that it? I don't know. Anyways, you'll see a picture. My brain is not functioning, which is probably not a good thing as I go into this test. But, anyways, it's really cute so far. So we're following Ryder and, oh my gosh, what is her name? Okay, this may not be the most coherent start to this vlog, and I am super sorry about that. But our main girl, she is a soccer star at this college, and sometimes they're away for games for class and stuff, so she's kind of struggling in one of her classes, and her professor, like, in the past hasn't like given notes to her or anything to really help her out, so she shows up a little bit late from practice one day into his class, and he's like, oh, ask Ryder for my notes, and she's like inside like thinking, you gave somebody else your notes but you won't give them to me, like what the heck's going on? And she's like, and so then she's like looks over at him and like tries to get his attention to get the notes, and he's like ignoring her, and she's like, what is wrong with this guy? And he's like this like lumberjack dude. He's wearing plaid, big old beard, long hair. Like, she's like, what is happening? And like he just ignores her, and like when the class is over, he just like leaves, and she is just so irritated. And so the two of them end up getting paired in the class to do like a group project, and it's kind of nice. We're getting the perspective from both of them, which is really enjoyable. I like books both ways, but it is kind of nice sometimes to get both sides of the story. But super cute, and they're trying to kind of figure each other out, but they're both very like sarcastic and brooding, and like they like to make fun of each other and tease each other and pick at each other, and I think they're starting to kind of get over that initial reaction. I'm not going to give away why. I mean, I know it's really early in the book that obviously this comes out. You may have heard it, but I think that I didn't know about it, and it's kind of an interesting piece of the story that really like adds some extra depth to it, and I am enjoying that as well, because it's not just a romance, but we have a little bit more going on with both of our main characters. They both have some different stuff going on that they're dealing with, and I'm appreciating having that going on. So yeah, I'm finding it fun, and I'm liking their little banter back and forth, and it's pretty cute so far. And then I also started reading a little bit last night, a little bit this morning of Spoiler Alert, but I'm not super far into that one. I think I'm like 10%. I'm like almost 20% in the other one, and I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it. And it's not anything to do with really the storybook, like the writing, nothing like that. It's more of to do with like that we're talking about this TV show and the fan fiction. Like both the main characters write fan fiction on this website, and they don't like the way that the TV show does it compared to the books. But they kind of, help each other do their different fan fictions, and they talk online a lot. And our main girl, I can't remember her name, but I feel like it begins with an A. I want to say it's like Alice or something. So bad with names. Anyways, she like ends up posting a picture of herself in like a cosplay outfit and posts it online, but she gets some hate from certain people because she's not the typical body type that everybody's, feels like is into it, and people feel like they can make comments on that for some reason, which is ridiculous. But anyways, at any rate, the main actor that plays like the main male role on the show ends up asking her out on a date on the post, saying like, oh, I think you're gorgeous. Do you want to go out on a date with me? Super cute and sweet that he like kind of stands up for her. And so she's like getting ready for this date. And I think that part of it, like, I think it's kind of fun and cute, and I'm excited to get to their dinner and see a little bit more of their interaction between the two of them, because right now we've just seen the two sides of it. But also our main actor dude is also the guy that she talks to online that does the fan fiction with her, but we don't know that they're the same people. So he's kind of keeping it a secret because he disagrees with the way that the show kind of puts things together, and he's not allowed to because he's the main actor, and that kind of stuff. And she hasn't put out her identity, like her actual identity either, to her online forum stuff. So that piece of it, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about all the fan fiction-y and the big TV show thing and that kind of thing. But I'm holding out hope that once we get into a little bit more of the relationship and they're chatting a little more, that some of that I will be good with. It's just right now sometimes a little bit much. So that's where I'm at with both of my little romance books at the moment. And I started this way later than I should have because I've been stressing about this test. And now it's like way later than I planned. I really want to try and finish these up in the next couple days. So yeah, I'll have my drive back and I'll be able to listen to my audiobook then. And I don't know, we'll see how this goes. But anyways, I'm gonna go because I need to sit and stress here for a minute and end up heading in for this test. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Well, hello guys. There's really just no avoiding some weird lighting when I try to talk to you guys in this car while I'm waiting for my daughter. So it's been quite a minute, and I have thought about updating you guys for like a long time, many days. Every day, I'm like, just do it today. But you know what? It's been rough. Mentally, I am draining myself as well as physically because I'm anxious and stressed. I think the last time I updated this, I was telling you guys I went into my licensing exam, and I left that licensing exam feeling like I was the stupidest person in the world. I felt like I just didn't know anything. It was so hard, and I was just like, this sucks. And then a couple days later, I did find out that I passed, so I was like, great, thanks for making me feel like crap just to pass me. At least I don't have to do that again. But now I'm like, okay, now I have to find a job, and that makes me just as anxious. I am not very comfortable interviewing. I've never been very good. I get really nervous, and then I just can't remember what to say, and I just have a lot of anxiety over like calling and following up on jobs, just like a lot of that stuff, and the anxiety and stress of all of it is really exhausting. And I'm just not in like a great space to be vlogging. So it's been a little rough. And then my reading also has kind of been weird. Like, it's taking me forever. I feel like I'm reading a lot, but I'm not finishing books or getting far in them. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what is happening right now? Either that, or I'm having a hard time like sitting down and focusing and reading because I'm so anxious and like worked up, and so I'm trying to do like a million other things, or I just can't, like, I'm like, this is not the moment to sit down and try and read. So it's been interesting, to say the least. But I'm going to try and finish up the books that I was trying to read for this vlog so that I can get this up on Sunday. And it's Wednesday, so I should be able to do that. And I actually did finish one of them. So I have some updates. I have been reading some. I just haven't been updating you guys because of the reasons I just told you. So I finished It's Only When It's Us. And I thought it was really cute. It was a really, really sweet little story. And I think I haven't run it through Compile because, I don't know, my brain's not working and it's not thinking about all these things. But I'm going to guess it probably was like a 4-star read. So in this one, we just had this really cute, like both of them were kind of grumpy. It wasn't even really Grump Sunshine. They were both just kind of grumpy people. They were always like picking at each other. But, they also each had their own little issue that the other person was just trying to invade a little bit and just like break down some of the barriers that they each had put up around each other. And I thought it was really sweet. It did actually almost make me tear up at the end. And, it had some topics that, were very hard to think about and like think that you could deal with some of those things. I don't know. It was a little heartbreaking at the end, but also really cute, and I enjoyed their relationship, and I thought it was really well put together. I definitely enjoyed it, and I definitely want to continue in the Bergman brothers series here. There's like 7 books, one for each of the siblings and stuff. And I actually was kind of reading ahead because I was like, I wonder what kind of other stories we're going to be getting. And I think in the 4th one that either just came out or is coming out later this year, there's some autism representation in that one. And it said in like the little notes that actually the author, it's an own voices experience kind of book. So I was like, oh, I didn't realize that this author was autistic. And so I was like, that's kind of, an interesting thing. And I think that having an own voices romance will be very interesting from this author. And so I'm excited for that one. So anyways, that's my updates on that one. It was really cute. Enjoyed it. And definitely had some other hard-hitting topics that I wasn't really expecting. And then we have spoiler alert, which I think last time I talked to you I was kind of struggling a little bit with, and I still am. I think I'm enjoying it more than I was. Like every time I get into the book, I'm like enjoying it and I like read through it pretty quickly, I feel like, but then like I don't ever want to go back into it. Like I'm just struggling to really like care and want to actually get into the book. So like right now I'm sitting at like 60%, and I like last night I did not want to read it. I haven't really wanted to read it today. I'm just kind of like, you need to finish this book. And once you sit down and actually read it, you will start going and getting into it. But I just don't really want to. And I don't think it's anything to do with the writing or the story or like really anything that's, making it a bad book in any way. What weird lighting stuff. I'm sorry. It's more of that I just am not into the like fan fiction, Game of Thrones style TV show thing going on, like all of that kind of stuff. I'm just like, this isn't my world that I am interested in being in. It's just not like holding my attention. And it's just, it's just not quite getting me. I will say that there's some really great fat representation in here. I think that the way that the author kind of handled our main character, she does a good job of eloquently describing the feelings that she has in a way that we can be understood and related to, and I can appreciate that. There has been some miscommunications around certain things and that kind of thing, and I know exactly what's going to happen for the big blow up at the end when we get there. It's very obvious, I mean, just from the synopsis, what the issue is going to end up being, but we'll see how that kind of gets navigated. And I think it needs to be put out in the open right now. I'm kind of like, can we just tell these people? I think that was something with the other one that didn't get to a full 5 stars, was just like some of the communication breakdown was just driving me a little bit crazy. But I'm also like feeling a little crazy right now. So I don't know, maybe it's just my mood. But those are my updates. I have not gotten into Heartstopper. I don't know if I will for this vlog. I'm mainly trying to finish the 2 books, and then maybe I'll get into that one, but I don't know if it's going to be like, if it was going to be a heartwarming, super sweet one like the first couple in the series were, I probably would just like dive into it just to have some of that. But I know the last one really introduced some topics that are not as easy, and I just don't know if I'm ready for something like that right now. So I don't know, we'll see. We're just gonna see, guys. I'm sorry I'm not updating a ton, but that's kind of where I'm at. And life is life. It's my philosophical views for you guys today.
Well, it's the next day. Look at me. I'm like, vlogging 2 days in a row. What is this? And I have a little bit of updates. I haven't picked up spoiler alerts still again, but I'm going to try to later tonight get a little more into that, maybe, hopefully. I kind of need to finish it up in the next couple days, but I did decide to start Heartstopper Volume 4. I guess I was just feeling a little more like it was a good time to pick it up, and I don't know if it's because maybe I'm reading it in a physical format. Volume 3 is the only one that I've read through ebook, and I'm just enjoying it so much more. Like Volume 3, I just didn't enjoy as much. Like, I still really enjoyed it, but it just didn't hit as hard as the other ones, I feel like. But volume 4 so far is going really well. I'm about, I don't know, maybe halfway into it. And it still definitely has some of those deeper topics that you're talking about in here. And so you might check out some trigger warnings for some different stuff going on, like mainly eating disorders. So we're kind of talking about that, but there's definitely some other things that are going on in here between the two of them and some of their friends in their group. But I just am still enjoying that they have this sweet little romance and they're trying to help each other, and they, have that kind of on the side as well. And I don't know, it's just still giving me some really sweet vibes because I know that the topics are coming from a place of love and caring and trying to do something to help each other. And I love Nick and Charlie. They are so cute together. It's just the sweetest ever. So that's my little update so far on Heartstopper Volume 4. If you haven't heard about this graphic novel series, it's basically following Nick and Charlie and their relationship as it grows and develops. And it's so cute and sweet, and I just adore it. So that's my small update for you guys today. And I'm really going to try and get into spoiler alert so I can finish that up because I need to do that. I don't have the desire to get back to it for whatever reason. I don't know. Hopefully soon. Well, it didn't take much longer. I just have not been doing much of anything today, so I need to be, but I just decided to keep reading instead, and I finished Heartstopper Volume 4, and I think it might be my favorite. I don't know. It's just such a different vibe from the start of the books, I feel like, but it was still, it was so impactful, and it talked about such deep topics, but also left you feeling hopeful and inspired and feeling so much for these characters. I just feel connected to them so much, and it's just incredible. I don't remember characters' names, but I've always remembered Nick and Charlie, 100%. They're just amazing, and I love these graphic novels, and they're wonderful and lovely, and if you haven't picked them up, it needs to happen. They're probably, my favorite series of graphic novels, possibly ever. So, really, really enjoy them, and this one was 5 stars, 100%, no way around it. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. Hello, lovelies. So, I finished, spoiler alert, and it's only the next day, so isn't that wonderful? I almost finished it yesterday, but didn't quite make it. I actually ended up downloading the audiobook, and I think that just really helped. I was able to kind of get moving in it a little bit better, and I think I still read a few chapters physically, but I did most of the rest of the book audio, and it just went a little smoother and quicker, and I actually enjoyed the end quite a bit more, and even the conflict kind of just worked better, I felt like. And yeah, I had a hard time with this one because I was the ending I felt good about. I felt like it was well fleshed out, thought about. Cool, that's awesome. And it was well thought out, the way that the author kind of blended each of the characters' growth from the story and how they were kind of finding themselves a little bit, as well as in their relationship together and, working through some of their own issues. And I really enjoyed that piece of it. But also, I was really dragging to pick this up and being intrigued, and it was just a little rough for 75% of the book. So I landed at 3.5 stars, and that's where that one's at. And that's where we're going to end this. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are having some really wonderful Valentine's romance weeks happening. And definitely down below, leave me all the hearts you can find. And I'll talk to you guys later.